Here he is, Damien Woody. Who have you soured on this week?
Oh, Greeny, I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous about this whole thing, but I gotta talk about my former team, the New England Patriots. Look here, Greeny, the first 3 weeks of the season, I'm like, Bill is cooking up his magic again, okay? He goes out there, he has a team ready. They go out and beat the Dolphins. They lose on the last play of the game up in Seattle against the Seahawks, and Cam Newton is looking like vintage Cam Newton. Then the following week, they beat the Las Vegas Raiders. But Greeny, the last 3 weeks, Greeny, this Patriots team, oh my God, and Lewis, you can speak on it. This has been un-Patriot-like. You're talking about a team in the New England Patriots that has scored more than 12 points in 3 consecutive losses. Greeny, do you know in 20 years with Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, they had never had anything like that in back-to-back weeks, let alone 3 consecutive weeks. Greeny, did you know this? Did you know this? The Patriots are 31st in explosive plays, only ahead of our New York Jets. Think how disgusting that is to be associated, to be near how bad the New York Jets are as far as offense is concerned. And Greeny, they only have 3 touchdowns as far as all of their starting quarterbacks concerned. What we are seeing in New England is just pure disgusting. I am so upset that I even have to talk about the Patriots this morning in this fashion because I never thought I would be doing that. You know how much I revere Bill Belichick. He's the GOAT. He's the greatest. But right now, Greeny, the Patriots flat out stink. Okay? They flat out stink. I hate that I'm doing this, but Lord have mercy, just watching the Patriots make me want to gag on offense. Woo!
D. Wood has soured on his former team, the Patriots. All right, I think I want to ask the question to you this way. First of all, no one loves the Wood-based puns more than Dominique Foxworth, so I just enjoy watching your face as that happens. But, Lewis, I want to come to you because you, too, have that relationship with Bill. You played for Bill Belichick as well back when he was the coach of Cleveland. Is it time to give up on this team? And you watch them play, there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of hope. If they lose to Buffalo, they're, for all intents and purposes, 3.5 games out of the division. Is this just going to be a season in which the Patriots aren't relevant for the entire second half of the year?
Well, first, I think you have to allow the Patriots to get back on the practice field and work through some of these issues because giving up in Bill Belichick, they are oil and water. You can't do that. This guy has been around for too long, has too much in his mental Rolodex, has too much experience to draw off of to say, well, it's just one of those seasons where you're just going to have to look forward to 2021. They need to get back on the practice field. Bill's going to get together with his coaches, and he is going to grind through this and get players to start doing some of the things at game speed that he sees them doing on the practice field, and he won't rest until that is the case. I don't think it's any secret that they know that there's work to be done on this football team in the offseason. No doubt about that. Because there's certain things, I don't care how much practice you do, that you can't create. You can't create speed and playmakers down the field simply because you're running more plays at practice. You can't do that kind of thing. But as far as the execution is concerned and the mental errors are concerned, I promise you, there's some people in Foxborough right now who are catching it, if you know what I mean. And I just don't want to say what they're catching, but they're catching it from Bill Belichick, and it's not pretty. Promise you that.
I hear it. I love the reaction of D. Wood. He's so entertained by you that he's practically not even in the shot anymore, and that's a lot of man to be out of the shot. D. Wood, what? Why are we laughing?
Because, man, the restraint in Lewis right now, not wanting to go in on the Patriots. Hey, Lewis, I feel you, brother. I know, man. It took a lot of me to restrain too, but. Man, it's ugly out there, Lewis. It's ugly out there.
Yeah,
I will say this:
they have their issues. They got some work to do. There's no doubt about that. But Damien, I mean, as we both know, it's Bill. He'll do something. He's not going to sit by and let this continue. He
we'll
just
see what
won't.
happens.
You know that.
They've got the big game with Buffalo tomorrow. With Sunday. We'll make the picks here tomorrow. Meanwhile, Dominique, we called you out a little earlier with Himbo. Here comes trivia. Which player has caught the second most touchdown passes from Tom Brady. We acknowledge that Rob Gronkowski is 1. Who's 2?
All right, so Moss was just there for that 1 year with Brady, so I doubt that was him, even though he had like 20 touchdowns. I'm thinking Kevin Falk, Benjamin Watson, Deion Branch guys. I'm going to go with Deion Branch.
Well, you left out, I think, the most obvious one, which is Julian Edelman.
I thought that was too obvious.
Second on the list with 41. And believe it or not, Randy Moss is next with 40. Then Wes Welker. Candidly, as I look down the list, no one you named is even close. So I would say that was one of the lesser performances by anyone in the entire history of Sneaky Hembo. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.